My wife cheated on me after her friends convinced her she deserved better. Now I'm doing better without her posted by you thrower. I'm better off now. I didn't come here for validation or sympathy. I came here because if I don't get this out of my head, it's going to rot there. This is long. This is bitter. And this is what happens when marriage doesn't explode all at once, but slowly decomposes while everyone involved pretends it's growth or self-discovery. I'm 34M. My ex-wife, Emily, is 33F. We were together for 11 years and married for 7. We met in college. Same campus, different majors. She was loud, emotional, impulsive in a way that felt exciting when we were young. I was quieter, more methodical, more grounded. She used to say I balanced her out. I used to believe that was a good thing. In the early years, everything felt simple. We didn't have money, but we didn't need it. We stayed up late talking about nothing. We cooked cheap meals together, laughed when they turned out awful, ate them anyway. We dreamed about the future without worrying how unrealistic those dreams were. After graduation, life hit us like it does everyone else. Entry-level jobs, long commutes, tiny apartments with thin walls. Stress about money, stress about the future. But we faced it together. When she hated her first boss, I listened. When I doubted my career path, she reassured me. We fought sometimes, but even our worst arguments ended with apologies and compromise. We always fought toward each other, not away. When I proposed, she cried so hard she could barely say yes. She told everyone she'd known forever. Our wedding wasn't extravagant, but it was sincere, surrounded by friends and family. Vows said seriously, not casually. I meant every word. I genuinely believe she did too. The first few years of marriage were good. Not perfect, but real. We learned how to live together as adults instead of students. How to manage finances. How to support each other after bad days. How to be tired together instead of separately. We built routines. Friday night takeout. Sunday grocery trips. Holidays split between families. I thought those routines were the foundation of something lasting. Looking back, I realized that at some point, she started confusing peace with boredom. As we got older, life got quieter. Work stress replaced excitement. Routine replaced novelty. I thought that was normal. I thought we were entering the stable phase people talk about, but never glamorize. She didn't see it that way. She made new friends at work. 3 of them became her inner circle. One had just gone through a messy divorce and wore her bitterness like a badge of honor. One jumped from relationship to relationship and openly mocked marriage. One was engaged, but constantly flirting and complaining about her fiancé. I didn't hate them. I didn't love them. I tolerated them. That was my mistake. At first, it was just happy hours and venting. Then it became late nights. Then it became ideology. Emily started repeating ideas that didn't sound like her. Marriage kills passion. Monogamy is outdated. Settling is the worst thing a woman can do. At first, I thought she was just venting. I didn't realize she was being slowly rewired. The erosion was subtle, dangerous because of how gradual it was. She started criticizing small things. How I dressed, how I reacted, how I spoke. She'd compare me to husbands of coworkers or men she saw online, always framed as jokes. You wouldn't do that, but that's okay, she'd say, laughing. Eventually, I stopped laughing back. The traits she once loved about me became flaws. Reliable became predictable. Calm became boring. Loyal became complacent. No matter what I did, it was wrong. If I planned dates, they felt forced. If I didn't care enough. If I tried to talk, I was defensive. If I gave space, I was emotionally unavailable. It felt like I was auditioning for my own marriage, constantly trying to meet standards I wasn't allowed to see. Her friends repeated the same phrase until it stuck in her head. You shouldn't have to work this hard to be happy. As if happiness just shows up without effort. 8 months before the divorce, she went on a girls' weekend. Wine, Airbnb, self-care, healing. When she came back, she wasn't angry or guilty. She was colder, detached, like someone who had already left emotionally and was just waiting for permission to leave physically. I asked her if something happened. She looked me straight in the eyes and said, "No, I just realized some things." That sentence still makes my stomach drop. After that, I felt like I was living with a stranger. She guarded her phone, took it into the bathroom, turned it face down, smiled at messages, and then locked the screen when I walked into the room. I noticed everything. I just didn't want to believe it. I told myself trust meant not asking questions I was afraid of the answers to. What I didn't realize was that my body already knew the truth before my mind was ready to accept it. The night she told me, nothing dramatic happened beforehand. No fight, no raised voices, just dinner, dishes, silence. She asked if we could talk. We sat at the kitchen table, the same table where we'd planned vacations, argued about baby names, talked about the future. Her hand was shaking so badly she had to clasp them together. She wouldn't look at me. She said, "I did something really bad." The room felt smaller. My ears started ringing. I remember thinking I might pass out. She started crying immediately. Not quiet crying. Panicked, ugly sobbing. The kind that feels rehearsed because it's been held in for too long. She said she'd been talking to someone. She said it started innocent. She said she didn't mean for it to happen. Every sentence felt like it took an hour to land. When she finally said she slept with him, my brain rejected it outright. I understood the words individually, but not together. It felt unreal, like she was describing someone else's life. I felt hot and cold at the same time. My hands went numb. I stared at a crack in the wall behind her head, because if I looked at her face, I thought something inside me might shatter. The strangest part was the silence inside my head. I expected rage, screaming, devastation. Instead, it felt like someone unplugged me. She kept talking, explaining, justifying, saying she felt lost, saying she didn't know who she was anymore, saying her friends helped her realize she needed more. Then she said the sentence that killed whatever hope I still had. I think I needed to do this to grow. That wasn't regret. That was permission she gave herself. That was the moment I knew my marriage was over, even if it took months for the paperwork to catch up. I slept on the couch that night. I didn't cry until I was alone. When I did, it wasn't dramatic. It was quiet and heavy, like grief settling into my bones. The days after were surreal. I still went to work, still answered emails, still made coffee in the mornings. Everything looked the same, but none of it felt real. I replayed every moment from the past year over and over. Every late night, every mood shift, every time I blamed myself. Sleep became impossible. When I did sleep, I woke up with my heart racing, images forcing their way into my head that I didn't ask for. She tried to comfort me, which somehow made it worse. Every touch felt wrong. Every apology fell hollow because it came after the damage, not before. Counseling didn't fix it. Apologies didn't fix it. Cutting off the guy didn't fix it. Because the problem wasn't just the affair. It was that she let other people convince her I was replaceable. The divorce was brutal. Lawyers. Mediation that went nowhere. Selling the house we chose together. Arguing over furniture like strangers. Assigning dollar values to memories. She hesitated throughout the process, as if she still expected me to save her from her own choices. When we signed the final paperwork, she cried. I didn't. I just felt empty, like something had finally finished dying. After the divorce finalized, I didn't spiral. I focused. I buried myself in work. Took risks I'd avoided. Changed companies. Took on responsibility I would have passed on before. I got promoted, then promoted again. I started going to the gym, sleeping better, therapy, learning what peace actually felt like. One morning, I woke up and didn't think about her first. That's when I knew I was healing. Eventually, I met someone new. She's calm, grounded, loyal. She doesn't see stability as boring or commitment as a trap. 6 months after the divorce, Emily texted me, said she missed me, said she'd made the biggest mistake of her life, said her friends didn't mean for things to go this far. I didn't respond. After that, reality hit her fast. She tried to keep the same lifestyle on half the income. Credit card debt piled up. She downsized apartments twice in a year. Eventually, she couldn't afford to live alone. Her work performance collapsed. Late arrivals, missed deadlines, emotional breakdowns behind closed doors. HR got involved. She was fired. Not laid off. Fired. She stayed with friends. 1 month here, 2 weeks there. Each stay ended the same way. Tension. Arguments. subtle hints that it was time to leave. The same people who once told her she deserved more suddenly had too much going on. She reached out to me asking for help. First emotionally, then financially, then logistically. Asked if I could co-sign a lease. Asked if we could just talk. I didn't reply. Things continued to spiral. She burned through savings. Sold furniture. Sold jewelry. Started drinking more. Dating recklessly. Posting inspirational quotes online about healing while privately unraveling. Mutual friends started distancing themselves. Every conversation became exhausting. She told one of them that nobody treats her with patience or respect anymore. That realization hit her harder than losing the marriage. She texted me again late one night. Long messages, apologies, regret. She said she finally understood what she threw away. Said she listened to the wrong people. Said she thought I'd always be there. I blocked her. The last I heard, she looked exhausted. Older, bitter, smaller somehow. Still blaming others, but quieter now. She asked how I was doing. When she found out I was thriving, that I'd moved on, that I was happy, it broke something in her. Not because she loved me, because I wasn't supposed to be okay. No, I don't hate her. I just don't respect her anymore. And that's worse. If you're reading this and letting your friends convince you that your stable partner is holding you back, understand this. They don't have to live with the consequences. You do. Love doesn't die overnight. It's poisoned slowly, one bad conversation at a time.